For years, the standard setup in many home workshops has been simple and familiar. Two wooden sawhorses and a sheet of plywood laid across the top. It works. It always has. Many seasoned woodworkers built their first projects that way, and for a long time there was little reason to change it. But over time, small inconveniences begin to stand out. The plywood needs storing, the horses shift slightly on uneven concrete, clamps have to be repositioned constantly. Set up and tear down eat into actual build time. None of these problems are dramatic on their own, yet together they make the workflow less efficient than it needs to be. That is what led to trying a different approach. A folding integrated system designed to function as both a workbench and a sawhorse. Specifically, the Works Pegasus 2-in-1 folding work table and sawhorse. Before going deeper into how it compares in real shop conditions, note that the exact model referenced here is linked in the description for those who want to review the full specifications. There is also an email list available there for woodworkers who prefer detailed breakdowns, tool comparisons, and shop efficiency ideas delivered directly rather than relying on platform algorithms. Now, let us look at why this type of folding workbench has started replacing traditional sawhorses in many small shops. The traditional sawhorse setup. Reliable but limited, sawhorses are dependable. They are easy to build, inexpensive, and capable of supporting substantial weight when constructed well. For rough-cutting lumber or supporting sheet goods, they get the job done. However, they were never designed to be complete workstations. Clamping to a plywood top can introduce flex. Narrow boards sometimes lack adequate support. Layout work requires constant repositioning of tools. And unless the shop is dedicated, storing two horses plus a plywood sheet takes up valuable floor and wall space. For woodworkers working out of shared garages or smaller spaces, these inconveniences become more noticeable with each project. Integrated surface and clamping. One of the most significant differences between traditional sawhorses and a folding system like the Works Pegasus 2-in-1 folding work table and sawhorse is integration. Instead of placing a loose surface across two supports, the work surface is built into the structure. The molded top includes clamp tracks, removable clamp dogs, and bar clamps that lock directly into position. This changes how boards are secured. Rather than improvising with external clamps and edge positioning, the surface itself becomes part of the holding system. For repetitive tasks such as sanding, routing, or assembling frames, this integrated approach improves efficiency. Less time is spent stabilizing material. More time is spent refining joinery and surface finish. So let's talk setup time and practicality. With traditional sawhorses, there's quite a bit of fuss. Placement, spacing, and leveling all need to be sorted before you can even get started. But with a folding workbench, things are a lot simpler. It unfolds in just a few seconds. The legs lock automatically, and the platform is ready to go. For those of us who often work alone, this really makes a difference. There's no need to lift and align a heavy plywood sheet by yourself. The unit is built to feel solid, but it's still light enough to carry without any trouble. And when you're done for the day, it folds down neatly and can stand upright against a wall, saving space and making cleanup a breeze. That convenience becomes more valuable over time, especially in shared spaces where tools cannot remain permanently deployed. Load capacity and stability. Well, skepticism about folding systems is understandable. Many assume portability sacrifices strength. In this case, though, the engineering addresses that concern. In table mode, the system supports typical woodworking tasks with a 300-pound capacity, and in sawhorse configuration, it's rated for significantly heavier loads. The steel frame distributes weight efficiently, and the wide stance minimizes lateral movement on flat surfaces. While it does not replace a permanently anchored hardwood bench for heavy hand planing or large cabinetry assembly, it comfortably handles most home shop applications. Space efficiency in smaller workshops is a big deal. Many experienced woodworkers no longer operate out of large dedicated workshops. Garages hold vehicles and storage, and basements serve multiple functions. Equipment must justify its footprint. A folding workbench reduces spatial commitment. When collapsed, it occupies minimal room. Multiple units can be connected for expanded surface area without requiring permanent installation. Compared to storing 2 sawhorses and a sheet of plywood separately, the footprint is streamlined and more manageable. Versatility goes beyond cutting. Traditional sawhorses primarily support cutting operations. An integrated folding workbench, on the other hand, expands that capability. The flat, durable surface works equally well for staining, painting, light assembly, mechanical repairs, and other shop tasks. Built-in measuring guides simplify quick layout references. The clamping system adapts to irregular shapes without requiring additional jigs. For woodworkers who prefer multi-purpose tools rather than single-function equipment, this versatility makes a practical difference. Long-term considerations matter too. Durability is a valid concern for experienced builders. Molded surfaces resist moisture and do not warp like plywood. Steel supports maintain alignment under repeated load. With proper handling, the structure retains rigidity over time. Unlike homemade sawhorses that may loosen at joints after years of use, factory-engineered locking mechanisms maintain consistent performance. Replacing traditional sawhorses is not about discarding proven methods. It's about improving workflow where possible. For woodworkers who value efficiency, reduced setup time, and space-conscious design, a folding system like the Works Pegasus 2-in-1 folding work table and sawhorse offers meaningful advantages. It combines support, clamping, and portability into a single unit that addresses many long-standing workshop frustrations. In the end, the decision comes down to practicality. When a tool simplifies setup, reduces strain, and improves precision without sacrificing strength, it earns its place in the shop. That is why, for many experienced woodworkers, this folding workbench has replaced their old sawhorses.